Oh, oh, happy day. This hangout on air is live again. Awesome. Uh, howdy, folks. Uh, I'm kind of groggy. Alcohol poisoning's a bitch. Uh, just want you guys know that I'm alive again. Or still. Uh, but yeah, um, fucking bored out of my goddamn mind. So fuck it. Do a podcast. Why don't you ramble? Because the ramblings of insane man. Oh my god. I'm telling you, I can't hold anything down except for fluids. I tried eating some chow mein earlier and it just tasted like fucking bourbon. Yuck. Like I like my bourbon, my whiskey, my scotch, fucking a rum, liquor in general, but not on a food basis. So yeah, uh, still feeling pretty shitty too. Uh, thought I'd clear that up too. Uh, um, hmm, what to talk about? Um, I'm actually not sure. Probably one of the few times you'll catch me not in a rambling mood. And my fucking chat. I get it. I clicked, got it. YouTube, that I understand your new moderation abilities for the fucking chat, for the live chat for these fucking things. I don't need to keep clicking it. I don't. I don't need to. Um, didn't go to work today because alcohol poisoning. Uh, I've actually only worked 2 hours this week. Testing. Okay. Awesome. I've turned off the webcam and I'm going to unplug the fucking thing just in case that might be fucking up the stream because I'm fucking insane and paranoid and whatnot. So that means I can go back to charging my fucking speaker for when I actually attempt to go to work and get yelled at by my boss for not showing up fucking practically 3 days worth of work. So, goody fucking gumdrops, I guess. I guess I could play a video game. I haven't played games in a while. Good God. See, I wanted to play the original Legend of Zelda or Zelda 2 Link's Adventure, but for some fucking reason, I was going to go with the GBA version, the NES Classic Edition, and for some reason, Visual Boy Advance can't fucking run it. Like there's like an internal clock issue, and so it just throws a hissy fit. And it's like, no, I can't run you. I can't run that. Fucking, the internal clock, the internal battery's not working. And it's like, fucking Christ, man. Seriously, like, fucking seriously. The emulators, like the people who fucking emulated the goddamn things, can't fucking like get that to work at all. Really, at all. You just can't. You can't. Seriously. Well, fucking goody gumdrops, I guess. Goody gumdrops. So sucks. It sucks. So I was like, okay, well, fuck doing it then. If I can't run the fucking game, what's the goddamn point of even trying? Like, what is even the point of trying? Oh my god. I'm tired. My head hurts. What is this thing we call life? I actually got fucking oh god, what was the fucking art? Oh! I got into arguments. That's something I can talk about. I got into arguments last week. I think it was last week. Got into arguments with fucking retards on Facebook, and they were definitely retarded because they are. Oh wait, I think I already talked about this to some extent before my stream crashed. The anti-vaxxers. I got into an argument with anti-vaxxers, and it just fucking infuriated me to no goddamn end. And then I got cut off right before I started talking about my other argument I got into, which was police. Now, I hate police. I really do. I dislike police. Ugh. I dislike law enforcement to an extent. And you can blame that for probably New England and how a lot of New England police would act. But I feel like I think it's a broad event or effect of being a police officer, and that's the abuse of power. Um, you see, I have friends who are going to become cops. I have friends who have become cops. And it takes a special kind of asshole to become a cop. It really does. Because a lot of the people that I have met and known to become cops have a god complex. They have this fucking opinion of themselves that their shit doesn't stink. And a lot of the people that become cops abuse that power of being a police officer. And a lot of police fail to realize that they are a public servant. Like, I know, right? Fucking, that's an insane thing. Like, really? Police are supposed to protect and serve? Why, yes, yes, random viewer. Yes, they're supposed to. Police are supposed to protect and serve. And there's a lot of fucking bad apples in that fucking bushel. And we're seeing a lot of it. And we've been seeing a lot of it since the Rodney King incident. I think it was 94? 1993, 1994 was when Rodney King got the shit beat out of him. But, like, yeah, police are, a vast majority of police are shitty. And I am okay with stating that. I'm okay with that broad generalization that cops are shitty. Because you just living a normal daily life, just living in the United States, you will see shitty things that cops do. Like if there's a red light at an intersection, I've seen cops, and not just cops, I'm talking any fucking public servant, firefighters, law enforcement, ambulances. Like an ambulance could just not have anybody inside that meat wagon, and a fire truck could just be heading back to the fucking station after responding, because they're a first responder. And it could just be a cop just driving through the city. They see that red light, they'll flip on their fucking lights, go around the whole fucking lane, go down through traffic with their lights and sirens on, just to cross the intersection because they don't want to wait. Because they're a cop, or they're a firefighter, or they're fucking an EMT. They don't need to wait. But it's mostly cops that do that. I've seen cops just profile people, me included. Like my town that I grew up in fucking vehemently despises my family because of our last name, because of the connotations of our last name. Because apparently, if you have my last name and you're just a normal I wouldn't even say just a normal I wouldn't say upstanding citizen, like just a normal citizen in town, and you're just minding your own business, they're gonna keep tabs on you. You don't know how many times I've been stopped asking what are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you out so late at night? And it's like it's 7 o'clock. I'm walking home from a friend's house. What friend? Where do they live? What's their address? And it's like, why the fuck do you need to know? I'm just walking down the fucking road, officer, minding my own fucking business, and you're coming up to me, driving real slowly, like you're fucking stalking me for about a good 50 fucking yards down this road, just keeping tabs at me, calling in the station saying you got a fucking random person walking through a neighborhood. Then you pop off your fucking spotlight, point it right at me, turn your lights on, so I have to turn around and go, what the fuck? And then you're grilling me because Because of what? I'm walking through a fucking private neighborhood that I live in, that I've been living in for fucking over a decade. There's been times where fucking, like, a cop will fucking stop you. This happened last year. My brother left for Missouri. And so I walk inside and I buy my fucking cigarettes and I come walking out and I pack my cigarettes. I open up the pack, fucking take the foil off, take the cellophane off, throw it into the trash can, and I'm fucking putting them in my fucking plastic case because they're a soft pack. I don't want them crushed. And I hear my name. And I turn around and they're like, "Where's your brother?" I'm like, "I don't know where he is," which is the truth. I didn't know where he was at the time. I didn't know that he had left for Missouri at that point. I thought he was still living in town with my father. And they're like, "Don't bullshit us. You know where he is." I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't live with him, and I'm not his babysitter. I don't know anything about, like, his whereabouts. I don't. Sorry." And then they decide, "Oh, hey, you're aiding a felon. You are aiding a criminal and you are being an obstacle in a police investigation." And I said, "Officer, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I don't know where the fuck he is. I haven't seen him in a week. Last I knew, he was living in town." "Well, he doesn't live there anymore, so you must know." I'm like, "No, I don't. We used to work together." "What do you mean used to?" I was like, "Well, he stopped working, and the last time I saw him was last week." "It's Sunday, officer. Last time I saw him was Friday when I was at work. And he didn't work at all last week. So no, last time I saw him was where he used to work." Because he decided to fucking just give up on working, I guess. I don't know. I'm just assuming he quit. Because he didn't work all fucking week and he was working every week before that. There's been times, and I think I've told this story before. I was in town with my friend Cassidy, and we were playing it was either DDO or World of Warcraft. It was an We were playing an MMO at his house. So we were playing an MMO, and we had been playing for a few hours. And by a few hours, I mean probably like 4 or 5. And so we were kind of thirsty, and we were kind of hungry, and we wanted some junk food and soda. So we decided to walk 200 yards from his house to a gas station, which is at which is like the heart of town. Like, there's 2 Dunkin' Donuts owned by the same guy across the street from each other. Both of them are next to a gas station, and then there's a fucking little plaza where we have the post office, a daycare center, a fucking liquor store, martial arts store, martial arts fucking dojo, a fucking a dance studio, a bank, and some convenience stores, a Subway, a breakfast diner that's been there for fucking 50 years. The trading post is there, and then, like, that's it. And then, like, down the half a mile to a mile down the road is a fucking hardware store. Like, that's how fucking bleak my town is when it comes to, like, its heart of the fucking the heart of it. So we decide, oh, okay, yeah. So we walk out of his house, we walk down the street in his neighborhood, which is all of like 4 houses because it's next to the town beach. So we walk down the road, we take a left, and there's like a fucking road that they attached to his road going towards his house to this one of the gas stations. So we go down this road, and we go to the fucking store, and we grab our fucking junk food and our soda, and we're like, you know what, fuck it. Like, let's just walk around, get some exercise, get some fresh air in before we sit back and play another 4 or 5 hours of fucking WoW or DDO. So we started walking around, and this kid Jordan who lived in my neighborhood and who was friends with my brother at the time. He was at the post office, and he saw us, and we were sitting at the package store, smoking a cigarette, drinking a bottle of soda, just minding our own business, watching traffic because it's a town. There ain't no real fucking like the only things you can really do on a fucking like Saturday afternoon is sit home and play video games or fucking go for a hike, or if you have a car, drive around and go to another fucking town or a city that has something to do. And we were just too lazy to do that, so we just decided, hey, fuck it, we'll just watch traffic. So we're just watching the people busily go through the post office and fucking drive to the package store and drive around to and fro. And so Jordan walked up to us and he was like, "Oh, what are you guys up to?" And so we told him what we were up to, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, well that's cool. You guys see that Vando down there? That gold van? It's got its windows down. I think it's got cigarettes in there, and I'm really dying for a cigarette right now. So I'll see you guys later." And so we sat there and we watched him attempt to rob a fucking car. He went through fucking all these. He was going up to every car he could, looking at fucking windows. And this is before we even talked to him. He's looking, trying to open up doors, see if the doors were unlocked, see if they were like if he could reach his hand through a window because the window was down a little bit. And so we see him fucking reach into this fucking lady's van. And she's coming out of the post office and she's like, "What the fuck? Someone's trying to rob my fucking van." And as soon as he realizes this, and mind you, he was wearing a bright blue shirt, he decides to fucking book it with whatever he grabbed and run through the woods. And it wasn't even, I wouldn't even consider it a wood. It was just fucking saplings. Probably fucking 5 feet high, 5 foot high saplings growing in like a gravel pit that was left over from when they were fucking putting down the asphalt for the parking lot. And so he runs through that. You can tell where the fuck he's going. It's not like he's gonna be lost in the foliage. And then he fucking climbs up a chain link fence and hops behind the plaza. And we're like, okay, I think that's enough sightseeing for today. Let's get the fuck out of here, Cassidy. So we both get up and we start walking. And so we're walking, and the package store that has like the I think it was the judo and dance studios next to it is its own separate building. And there's a little pathway that cars can drive into behind the plaza, and that's because there's a drive-through for the diner. And so we're walking, and out of the corner of our eyes, we see Jordan rummaging through another fucking car, and it's for one of the fucking guys that owns the Quick Pick that's in the plaza. And it was a van with the back sliding door open, and he's in there just grabbing a fucking just handfuls and handfuls of change out of this guy's cup holder. He's like, "Dude, look at this. We got probably like $5-6 in change." We're like, "Dude, get away from us. Get the fuck away from us. Like, they're going to call the cops on you." Nah, I got away. They didn't see where I went. And Cassidy just looked at me and smiled because he's like, "What a fucking idiot." And we're like, "Whatever." And so I gave him one piece of advice. And I was like, "Jordan, you might want to take that shirt off and leave it somewhere. Or like put it somewhere where you can retrieve it next time you're here, because everybody's going to know that it was you because you're wearing a bright blue shirt." "No, I'm fine." And so me and Cassie just go our separate ways from Jordan again. And so we cross the intersection and we go back to the gas station where we had gotten all our fucking drinks and junk food. And I had a backpack on with a 2-liter of Coke, 2 giant bags of chips, a couple things of fucking, oh god, blue raspberry Sour Patch fucking candy bars, and a couple other small bottles of soda. And we're walking towards the back of the fucking place. And we hear Jordan. And we turn around and Jordan's running up to us and he's like, hey, don't leave me. And we're like, dude, we told you, don't fucking follow us. Like, the cops are going to be looking for you. And sure enough, here comes 4 fucking police cruisers. And they swarm all around all 3 of us, and they tell us to get down on the ground. Oh, great. So now you got 2 innocent fucking guys and a fucking innocent. You have a guilty fucking suspect and 2 innocent suspects. And it's supposed, and the fucking phrase is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But every time I've ever talked to or I've ever seen a cop talk to somebody, it's always guilty until proven innocent. I don't know if they teach that now in the academy, but that's how they were, because they, like, no matter how many times me and Cassidy told them we were not in the parking lot. You can ask people. They saw us sitting on top of the guardrail, and you can ask the people working at the liquor store that we were sitting at the guardrail. They did not believe us. Even though they said that they questioned everybody at the post office for a fucking detailed report of the assailant, like the suspect, and they basically described Jordan because Jordan was wearing a fucking baby blue t-shirt. And he had run this way and that, and he climbed over a chain link fence, and he went through the back quick pick. Nobody said that they saw, like, us pointing things out to him or fucking saying anything. The cops and one of the cops even said, like, you guys are just meeting up with your fucking boy so you can share in the fucking, the fruits of his labor. Is that how it works? And it's like, no. Like, I know him. I know Jordan. Cassidy knows Jordan. My brother's friends with him, but I'm not fucking helping him steal, and I don't want him to fucking steal. And I told him to get away from us when we fucking sat there on the fucking guardrail and saw him fucking robbing. That's why we left. I don't want to be fucking pinned for something I didn't do. And then the cop looks down and he's like, what's in the backpack? Now, we had already been handcuffed. Hands behind our backs, handcuffed. All 3 of us. You kind of can't take a backpack off with your hands with your hands fucking handcuffed behind your back. You need to have your hands, you need to let, your hands go through the fucking strap, through the opening between the strap and the back of the backpack. That's why it hangs on you. Well, one of the cops decides, hey, I'm just going to keep yanking at it. And when he realizes his fucking stupidity, he doesn't unhandcuff me and fucking tell me to stay down on the ground so he can take the backpack off me. No. He decides to just fucking take the fucking strap and rip it. Both of them. Just rip them right off the fucking back of my backpack. He then throws it down on the ground, and the fucking head cop's like, what's in the bag? And I had already told him, me and Cassidy like, I told them our fucking alibi. We went to this, we were playing a fucking MMO. We wanted some junk food. We bought a 2-liter of Coca-Cola, a fucking 2 bags of chips, and a bunch of fucking junk food. And we grabbed a couple of small bottles of soda, and we just walked around to get some exercise and fresh air because we've been sitting inside all day for fucking 4 or 5 hours. And so I'm like, I already told you, I got a bottle of Coke. And before I could finish saying Coca-Cola, he goes, cocaine? I'm like, what? He goes, sorry, you said Coke. Didn't know if you were talking about cocaine or not. I'm like, unless this fucking gas station I just went to is selling fucking liquid cocaine in bottles, no. I told you, a bottle of Coke. And before I could finish saying Coca-Cola, you cut me off. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to check your bag just in case. Wow, so I've already told you the same thing twice and you still don't believe me. And what's he do? He opens up the backpack and he he throws the fucking 2-liter of Coke right out of the fucking bag. That fucking ruptures. Because it already got fucking jostled by the guy fucking trying to rip the backpack off my fucking back. Then he fucking just threw it on the fucking ground once he ripped the straps off my backpack. Throws the bags of chips and all my fucking junk food right onto the fucking hot asphalt. So that's going to fucking melt. Great. Lovely. Thank you. Takes the rest of the small bottle of soda I had, throws those. Thanks, lovely, awesome. And just starts shaking my bag, expecting fucking baggies of cocaine, meth, crack, and fucking heroin to just fall out. And I'm like, you done, officer? He's like, hey, you don't need to give me an attitude. I'm like, yeah, I do. You just ruined fucking the 2 liter of soda I just bought. You almost ruptured the other sodas I have. You just threw all my candy on the fucking ground so it's gonna melt because you're not gonna put it back in the bag. You're probably not even gonna compensate me for ripping my fucking straps off my backpack because this fucking asshole was too stupid to fucking just, unhandcuff me so I can take it off like a normal human being. And then the young rookie cop that fucking did it's like, oh, well, you keep fucking talking like that, we're going to fucking hold you in contempt. Fucking talking back to an officer like that, that's disrespectful. I'm like, no, it's not disrespectful when you're fucking disrespecting me. And so they ask us who did it. And we immediately go, Jordan. Jordan did it. And then they decide to question us for an hour, going through the same fucking story over and over again. Cassidy tells them the same thing. You walked from my house, it's just a couple hundred, it's probably 200 yards away from here. Walked there from after playing fucking video games for 4 or 5 hours. We wanted some fucking junk food. We saw went through the whole fucking thing I just told you. And now here we are, officer. Jordan did it. And then they question fucking Jordan. And Jordan's telling them, oh, well, fucking, I was with them the whole time. And then they fucking question me. And I tell them the same fucking story. And they're like, well, one or two of you are lying. Huh, that's funny. So I'm like, okay, since you guys are fucking idiots, because I already know that Cassidy's told them what game we were playing, and I already told them what game I was playing with Cassidy. I was like, Jordan, what game were we playing? And Jordan starts just fucking panicking because now he's been caught. I'm like, there you go, he's a fucking liar. You couldn't ask him fucking what game we were playing? Let me guess, he told you he was with us the whole fucking time. And the cop just looks down at me and he's like, you don't need to fucking intimidate one of the fucking suspects. It's like, get fucked. Get fucked. Like, seriously, you couldn't like, a fucking veteran cop couldn't put 2 and 2 together and go, either 2 of these guys are lying to fucking get out of jail, or one of them's lying so he doesn't go into jail. Maybe since 2 of the people have told me the game they were playing, maybe I should ask the other kid that, was fucking detailed and fucking described as the suspect and culprit for stealing the car or stealing inside the car. Maybe I should ask him what game they're all playing, because he keeps saying that, he was with them the whole time. Nope. Not even gonna do that simple fucking investigative work. Too much work to do that. And so finally another cop comes. One of the older cops that my father knew when he was heckling him when he was a kid. He comes and he's like, yeah, I just got the detailed report. It's that kid. Everybody at the post office, like, because I guess they were one of the other officers that wasn't like fucking treating us like shit was standing in the bucket, sitting in his cruiser, listening to the whole thing, and he was talking to the older veteran cop that was, getting a more detailed report from the post office, and he was describing, yeah, like, we got 3 suspects. One of them is fit in the description, and he's like, it's him. He's like, yeah, well, fucking officer so and so is fucking thinks it's all 3 of them. So the older cop finally comes over. He's like, it's that kid. Fucking take him. Unhandcuff those 2. And Jordan started crying because he was caught. Fucking got thrown in the back of the cruiser and he was brought to the police station. And so I had to fucking scoop up my melted candy, fucking throw it out because it's fucking melted. It's just fucking pretty much liquid chocolate at this point. Fucking the fucking Sour Patch shit was just fucking melted jelly at that point. All my soda's flat and warm. 2 liters fucking drained, like practically completely drained out of the bottle because of the rupture. The only thing that fucking was still fucking edible was the chips. Threw those in my fucking backpack, my fucking broken up backpack, grabbed the fucking handle on the top of the backpack, slung it up, and just held that and just walked it like a suitcase back to fucking Cassidy's house. And I was like, you know what? Just keep the fucking chips. You pay me back for the fucking soda that I bought for you. I'm going home. And that's just how cops act. Every fucking time I've seen a cop, they've always acted like an asshole. There's only 2 instances where I've actually had, I'm sorry, 1 instance where I've had a cop actually treat me with fucking respect. And that's when I got scammed earlier this month out of an apartment. That's the only time. And even then, that's a shit fucking cop. Because he even sat there and told me, oh, hey, yeah, like, we've already gotten 10 cases. You're like the 11th or 12th person that's been scammed just this year alone. And it's like, the fuck are you guys doing then? Oh, well, we have warrants for the people inside the apartment, but we can't go in. And it's like, you have a warrant for an arrest. Just get a fucking warrant to allow you, just get paperwork to allow you into the building so you can arrest them. Like this, like I'm the 11th or 12th person that's fucking lost a fuck ton of money on this scam. They want $1,500 from people. They were telling me, oh, well, we want $400. We want an extra $400. So that'd be $1,900. So you got about 10 people. They've robbed 10 people for a grand total of $15,000, and they've all filed police reports with you, and you filed like 2-3 warrants on them, and you're not going to do anything about it. Not a goddamn thing. They've been evicted by the fucking landlord in that section of the apartment. They've gotten an eviction notice. They need to be evicted. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. It's just asinine. It's absolute just insanity with how people act. And it's because they have this fucking like this, I guess, this insane view of, well, I'm a cop. I don't need to do this. I'm above the law, even though that they're technically below the law. They're supposed to serve out the law. They're supposed to follow the law. But nah, fuck that, man. Fuck doing that. Like, let's just keep on abusing our power. Just keep on abusing our the power that was bestowed upon us by the state. And so I got into the argument with the person, and I flatly stated out, I just do not respect cops. I don't respect cops. I don't like cops at all. I've hardly seen a cop that isn't incompetent or a fucking asshole that abuses their power. I haven't. I've yet to see a cop to do that. And so whenever I see fucking cop gets away with murder, I'm like, yeah, well, figures. Or cop caught fucking lying to a judge or a court. Or cop frames fucking suspect. Yep, well, I believe it. Doesn't fucking surprise me in the slightest. Christ, there was a fucking... Oh god, I forgot the guy's name. I was just fucking reading an article about it. There was a deaf guy sitting in the front, his front yard. He's deaf and he had disability issues, and he had a pipe with a leather fucking strap around it so he could fucking have a loop so he could hold onto it. And the neighbors were yelling. The cops came. 2 officers came to the fucking house. He was sitting on the front steps, and they saw it as a weapon. So one of them drew out a taser. One of them drew out his gun, and they kept telling him to drop the weapon. And all the neighbors were yelling at them, "He's deaf. He's deaf. He can't hear you." And so the guy's coming over to him, and he's trying to give him a hand, like he's trying to do sign language to him because he's fucking deaf. And he's walking with this fucking this pipe as a walking stick. And the cop with the taser tases him, and then the other cop fires 5 shots into him and kills him. Dead on the scene. And they came to the house, and he didn't do anything. His father did the crime they had come to the household for. So they gunned down an innocent dude, and then the fucking police chief's like, "Oh well, in a situation like that, you get tunnel vision, and you can't hear anybody." What? I doubt the guy was walking aggressively, flailing his fucking pipe around, about to fucking bash in both cops' heads. Like, you have people all over you, like around the whole, like around you, yelling, "He's deaf. He can't hear what you're saying." He's trying to fucking give you sign language to tell you like what seems to be the problem, officer. That's what I guess he was asking. Nah, we're not gonna listen. We're just gonna shoot him. Then you have the cop who fucking on his fucking oh god, I forgot the goddamn term for him, but the GoPro cameras that they have, body cams. That's it. Fucking, they had a cop with a body cam. Fucking, what was it, like last month or 2 months ago? It's been a while, but he put a gun or some fucking drugs in a spot where they just arrested the dude, and they're like, "Look at this, found some shit." And it's like, "Oh wow, you framed him." And then the police is like, "Oh well, he wasn't planting something. He was just recreating him discovering it." And it's like, well, why did he just turn on his body cam? What, like he had his body cam on, and he walked over there and planted it. Where's the evidence? Where's the footage of him walking over there where they found the guy and finding it in the first place? Why does he have to walk back and plant it so that the camera can pick it up? You've got cops fucking just, turning off their body cams. You've got the guy from Minnesota who was just sitting in the passenger seat, told the officer that stopped them, "Hey, just want to let you know, I'm carrying a firearm. I'm licensed to carry. Let me grab it for you. Let me grab my documentation." And as soon as he's opening up to go grab his fucking documentation, they shoot him. They gun him down right there. Dies on a live Facebook stream. Then they fucking throw his girlfriend and her 4-year-old daughter in fucking jail and separate them. And they don't give the 4-year-old daughter, any food or anything to drink, and they just fucking mistreat both of them. Because, protect and serve. That's protecting and serving the people. Because, you're a public servant. That's what you do when you're a public servant, right? You violate human rights and constitutional protections. You trample over civil rights. Yep. That's such a good thing. Such a great fucking thing to see, right? Just people fucking just walking over every fucking just people in blue uniforms just walking over everything. Cause fuck it, I'm a cop. Then you have that cop that's sitting there saying, well, you're not black. We only shoot black people. You've got cops who just fucking randomly gun down innocent black people. Even though they're not nowhere near or they weren't even described doing anything. Racial profiling up the ass. You've got fucking just like fucking, oh God, what fucking Ferguson, for God's sakes, where they were playing, they had a fucking game of let's see how many tickets we can put on somebody. Let's see how many tickets I can put on this one person. Absolutely fucking disgusting that people will fucking just sit there and try and defend police. Absolutely fucking disgusting. I cannot stand fucking police because, like, just the more news that comes out that shows how awful police are, it just fucking cements my belief that I cannot trust an officer of the law. I can't. I just can't. Like, it's just absolutely fucking disgusting. And you've got people fucking defending them. Go, oh well, they're just doing their civil duties. It's a terrible situation they're in. It's life or death. And then it's like, no, 95% of all the times they gun someone down, it ain't life or death. What happened to the guy the father with his autistic child in Louisiana? What about those two cops that just shot the kid, killed him? What about the black guy in one case where they gunned him down and then the cop fucking put a gun down next to him? And that was caught. Why is it the cops don't want to be fucking recorded? You can go on YouTube right now and type in "cop doesn't want to be fucking recorded." There's a fucking YouTube video that went viral because a lawyer was pulled over for no reason. And when he started questioning the officer over the legal ramifications, the cop tried fucking arguing against a lawyer, a guy who knows the ins and outs of law, a guy who is specialized in understanding criminal law. And the cop is fucking threatening him because he's recording him. You've got people who record cops, and the cops will just smash out the fucking window and arrest them anyways, because I don't want to be recorded. You've got people like there was one chick who was fucking handcuffed and sitting on the sidewalk, and a cop just walked over and fucking just not even drop kicked her, but just fucking donkey kicked her right in the fucking head. Like, these are the people supposedly supposed to be like, that are supposed to be entrusted to protect us. Yet, they're not. They're just abusing their power. They're just fucking beating the shit out of people, innocent people. And what happens to them? Oh, we're just gonna fucking swap them over to a new fucking department, or we'll just give them a paid administrative leave. Cop gets fucking charged with first-degree murder of an innocent bystander. What happens? Well, he's not guilty. He was found not guilty. What a shock. What a shock. I would not be surprised if somebody came up to me and told me, more cops there are more cops that walked away from murdering an innocent person than there were for people who were charged, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. With how many fucking news stories that keep coming out, cop acquitted of murder, cop not found guilty of murder. It's absolutely fucking it's just disgusting. It's just absolutely fucking disgusting. And I'm supposed to like police? I'm supposed to like police, right? Even though it's like common knowledge that like black people are fucking 3 times more likely to be killed, or 30%, like I think it's like 30 or 40% black victims are unarmed when shot by police. Like the rate of fucking minorities being killed has always been high. It's just absolutely disgusting. I remember watching a documentary a couple months back where they were saying that there's like 15 police departments in like 100 of the largest United States cities, where like the death of minorities is higher than the murder rate in the United States. It's just disgusting. Like there's no accountability for anybody. Christ, vigilante justice is okay. Like look at the fucking Trayvon Martin case where George Martin, not George Martin, fucking oh god, I forgot the guy's fucking name. George Zimmerman. I don't know how I can't forget. I don't know how I forgot that. George Zimmerman just gets fucking, found not guilty for shooting an unarmed black kid that was wearing a hoodie, carrying a bag of Skittles and an Arizona iced tea home. Because, racial profiling. Then he's told, hey, I'm gonna shoot my girlfriend with a fucking shotgun, and threaten to shoot another person, and fucking beats his girlfriend over the head with an iPad or whatever. Nah, no, nothing wrong with that. And he's not even a cop. Just fucking lovely. Just fucking lovely. It's great seeing fucking police brutality happening in my fucking country. Just lovely. Just lovely. It's always nice knowing that I can depend on such a fine group of people. My brother had a scooter. He got arrested that day that he got the scooter because he had a warrant. And the cop pulls us over because there's 2 people on the scooter, even though it's not illegal to have 2 people on the scooter. if you're over I think it's if you're over 18 and you have at least a mass ID, you can drive the scooter. It's only on like highways and like basically you have to have a driver's license to drive a scooter on the highway. I don't know why you drive a scooter on the highway, but you need it. And so my brother drove 4 blocks down, and he's like, you know what? I need to put some gas into this thing. And so we pull over, and a Stady comes. Stady pulls right up, fucking turns his lights on, tells us to put our hands behind our backs, starts grilling us. They arrest my brother because he has outstanding warrants. And then the other cop that's sitting there talking to me goes, yeah, we pulled you over and said that so that we could arrest your brother. Just wanted to let you know. So you lied about pulling us over for a charge that's not even illegal. And then they tell me, yeah, you can't drive the scooter, even though like you're fucking 20. I think it was 25. I think it was last year. It was either 25 or 26. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. Fucking tells me I can't drive this, even though it's legal for me to drive this, because I'm not driving on the fucking highway. And they tell me, yeah, walk this four blocks up back to your house and just lock it up. So the fucking cop slowly drove with my brother sitting in the back seat, handcuffed, and followed me 4 blocks on a busy fucking street, blocking traffic, making sure I didn't fucking drive the fucking thing 4 blocks up. So I had to push a scooter back to my house. And so I put it in the backyard, locked the fucking steering column, fucking took everything out, left the helmets inside the compartment underneath the seat, took the keys out, fucking took everything else that I needed that was on it, and locked the back gate and went back upstairs. 2 days later, it got stolen. Somebody ripped the fucking gate open, lifted it off the ground, and threw it in the back of something because you need the key to unlock the steering column. And it had a big Red Sox sticker that my brother had just put on it when he got it. And so I called the police because somebody stole the scooter out of the backyard. My brother's scooter. Who's going to be able to find it? The police. So fucking cruiser comes over, and the two officers get out of the cruiser, and they start asking me questions. They're like, "Well, what model is it? What color? Anything special on it?" I'm like, "There's a oh god, I forgot the type of fucking helmet. It's like an M8 helmet or whatever. It's the standard US helmet that we have now. It's not the M1 fucking brain bucket." I was like, there's a fucking M8 helmet, fucking olive drab green. It has fucking camouflage, and it has hand drawings on it because I drew on it to fucking customize it. I was like, it's got all kinds of things on it, and I listed off all the things on it. And I was like, so if you see somebody driving around with that, that's my helmet. Cost me like $120 for it. There's also a Harley Davidson motorcycle helmet in there. That's my brother's. And the scooter is black. It's this model of scooter, and it's got a fucking big Red Sox sticker on the left side, right next to the fucking blinker in the back. And they're like, "How long did your brother have it?" I was like, 3 days. And they're like, "Do they have it? Any paperwork?" I'm like, "Yeah." Give him the paperwork because he had just gotten it off of somebody. And they're like, "Yeah, well, we'll just let you. We'll let you know now." And this is the one cop that's still standing there while the chick, the police, the female police officer went to fucking look at the paperwork to see if it was actual legit paperwork. He goes, "Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's probably in a chop shop somewhere. So there's nothing really we can do." Wow. I'm sitting there in the back of my head, I'm thinking, wow. Then what was the fucking point of calling you? What's the point of reporting a stolen fucking vehicle if you're just going to stand there right next to me after I just gave you a detailed report of what it was and what were the contents inside of it, and then giving you the paperwork if you're just going to tell me, yeah, there's probably nothing we can really do. It's probably been fucking brought to a chop shop. Wow. Wow. So glad I'm paying my fucking taxes. So glad I'm fucking lining your wallet, officer. Thank you. I was like, oh, all right. And cop's like, yeah, you have a nice day now. When she's done looking at your paperwork, she'll bring it back to you. And she just hands me the paperwork after like 2-3 minutes, and then she hopped back into the cruiser and they just drove off. You don't know how many times I've seen fucking car accidents happen just right outside my house, and it takes like 35-40 minutes for a cruiser to come by, even though any other fucking day of the week there's like 7 or 8 cop cars fucking blaring their fucking sirens, just going up and down the boulevard because of some accident or some fucking call has been brought in and they're responding. But oh hey, car accident happens and there's fucking people injured. Gonna take probably 40 minutes, even though there's like a fucking fire station not 3 houses diagonal from where I live, and I get to hear the fucking fire trucks fucking blast their sirens every goddamn night. Lovely. I fucking love it when people tell me I should fucking trust or appreciate police officers. Just lovely. I love it. I fucking love when people tell me I should appreciate and respect cops, even though they don't respect the people that they're supposed to be protecting. So fucking delicious seeing that hypocrisy. Fucking hate him. Absolutely hate him. Also, here's another thing that I've noticed about cops. I've never once seen somebody not be nervous around a cop. And that might just be in my circle, like my circle of influence where I've like hung out with friends, and I have friends who are fucking straight arrows that have done nothing wrong. They have the cleanest fucking record imaginable. And they'll panic when a cop pulls them over. Like if they're going 2 miles over the fucking speed limit and the cop's like, hey, just want to give you a warning. They'll fucking panic. They're like, oh my God, cop's fucking pulling me over. What? Like, oh my God. Like, what? That should not be the common fucking reaction to being pulled over by a cop. It should just be like, oh, I'm getting pulled over. What seems to be the problem, officer? And they'll tell you what's wrong. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. But no, like even if you've done nothing wrong, like you could have a busted taillight. You could have a busted fucking taillight or a broken blinker. Your blinker just doesn't work. And you were trying to cross lanes and you didn't know. Just the bulb just finally gave out while you were fucking driving today. And you get pulled over. You're gonna freak out because you don't know why you're getting pulled over. You've done nothing wrong. Like that's the immediate thing that happens to innocent people. They just immediately think, I've done nothing wrong. Like I don't know what I've done. Why am I getting stopped? Why am I getting pulled over? That should not be the norm. That should not be how you react to a cop, but that's how it is. That's how it is because everybody has a fucking shit deal with cops half the time. Just a shit time. That's awful. That's really fucking awful. That should not be how you react. Like I can understand a guilty suspect reacting that way because you're guilty and you don't want to get caught. Like I can understand that fucking reaction. There's been times where my friends have freaked out because they we were just on a fucking beer run. And here in Mass, if you're carrying fucking liquor in your car, you need to have it in the trunk. And so there was this kid Joe, Fast Joe as we called him, because he wasn't slow, but it's the way he acted. Like he was just really he had a delayed response to everything, and he's not stupid or anything like that. But everybody just calls him Slow Joe or Fast Joe. I think it was Slow Joe. And so it was me, him, my brother, and our friend Mark, and they wanted booze. So we fucking picked up some booze. I was of legal age for fucking purchasing alcohol. And so we bought a 30 rack of Bud Light for them and bought 2 handles of whiskey for me. And so we threw it in the back of the trunk. Because we're transporting liquor. So it's going to be in the trunk. Cop pulls him over and starts asking what's in the trunk. Because he saw that these 3 like 18 and 19-year-olds were fucking, sitting outside the fucking liquor store, and they saw me coming out with a fucking 30 rack and 2 bottles and putting in the trunk. And so he started grilling Joe, like, what's in the trunk? And Joe's not going to lie. He's like, there's a 30 rack of Bud Light and 2 handles of whiskey. Aren't you a little young to be drinking? And so I leaned over. I was like, it was for me, officer. I need it. I don't have a ride. I don't have a car right now. The cop just goes, I'm not asking you. I'm asking him. And it's like, you stupid motherfucker. Like, you're given a fucking reasonable, like, Joe doesn't drink. It's for fucking my brother and Nick. My brother and his friend Mark. Like, Joe's not going to drink. And I'm going to be drinking the whiskey. So technically, like, yeah, it's not Joe's. An answer is an answer. I'm going to fucking give you my answer. And I told him, the booze is mine. And so the cop fucking gives me shit because I'm giving him the answer that he wants. And so he's like, what are you doing? And so Joe told him, well, Darth wanted booze. He doesn't have a car right now. His car is in the shop, which is the truth. He's like, he doesn't have a car right now, and he's not going to walk. He's not going to walk fucking 2 miles to the package store and fucking grab the booze and then walk all the way over. I offered to give him a ride. Well, why are these 2 here? Well, we're all hanging out together, and I didn't want to fucking just leave them hanging. They wanted to go for the ride so they could grab something to just munch on, which is the truth. Again, we stopped at the fucking Quick Pick so my brother and Mark and him and Joe and me could grab some junk food. And they're sitting in the back eating fucking junk food. And the cop's like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 20. I think I was 22 or 23 at the time. They're like, let me see your license. Give him my license. He fucking sat there for 5 minutes fucking looking back and looking through my record. Make sure I don't have any outstanding warrants. Make sure I'm an upstanding citizen. And then once he realized, oh, okay, well, we got a guy that doesn't have a car right now because it's in the shop. Fucking, this guy has a license and a car. He offered to give him a ride to the package store so he could get some booze to drink on a Friday fucking night. And the 2 other passengers went for the ride, and all of them got junk food. Fine, I'm gonna let you go. Fucking heckling a bunch of people because they don't know what's going on. Guilty until proven innocent. Guilty until proven innocent, I tell you. And what happens after we get back to the house? Joe decides to leave because he doesn't want to get fucking. He just dropped us off at the front, told us, hey, grab the booze, and then he left. That way he just go home because he didn't want to deal with it because he didn't want to get stopped by a cop again. Ain't that lovely? Isn't that just lovely? scare the shit out of a kid for no fucking reason. He's not doing anything wrong. Just offered a ride. Just offered a ride to a couple of his friends so he could have a fun night on a Friday night. Yeah, his friends are gonna drink, but he's not gonna drink because he's gonna go home. He's responsible. They're gonna come for the ride so they can grab some munchies and fucking pick out a fucking 30 rack of beer, and one of his friend's older brothers is going because he doesn't have a ride because he doesn't have his car right now. Ain't that lovely? Just lovely. It's just absolute fucking insanity. Fucking disgusting that cops fucking do that. Don't even get me started on campus cops, Sten. Also, hey, Sten, I'm not sure if I told you. Just fucking you just don't know how much of a deep-seated hatred I have. And you want to know why? I know why I hate cops. I know the very first instance of ever being introduced to a police officer, and I know exactly the fucking catalyst for my distrust for cops. And that was when I was 3 years old. My father had, if I remember correctly, my father had not paid a court due. He had not paid a court due. And he had just picked me up from my mother's house, and he was driving me home, driving me back because when I was younger, before I had started living with my father and grandparents, I lived with my mother, and every weekend after kindergarten or every weekend, I would just spend the weekend with my father and my grandparents out in town. And so we drive, and sure enough, we park in front of the Quick Pick because he has to grab something to smoke. He needs to grab some cigarettes, and he needs to grab some fucking candy for me because he promised he'd give me candy if I was quiet. And I didn't throw a hissy fit. I never threw a hissy fit. He just wanted to get me candy. Sure enough, cops saw him and knew who he was. And before he even got out of the fucking car, there they are standing, and they're like, "All right, George, let's go." And my father goes, "Oh, please don't. Please don't do this in front of my son." And like, I'm already panicking because there's these strangers coming up and demanding my father to step out of the vehicle. And he's like, "Can you please not do this right now? Can you please wait? Like, let me just call my father, have him come here so he can pick up my son, and then you can arrest me. So my son doesn't panic. Can you please do that?" Nope. They just grab my father by the scruff of the hair, fucking open up the car door, yank him out, throw him onto the hood of the car, and my father just kept screaming, "You dirty motherfuckers, why are you doing this?" And what did I do? I was just panicking the whole time, screaming for my father. Because there's these two fucking strangers with guns fucking throwing him over the hood of the car, fucking forcing his arms behind his back and handcuffing him. Why? Because he didn't pay a court fine. And then another cop fucking opens my door and starts demanding me to know, like, for the number of my grandfather's house. Demanding that I tell him my grandfather's phone number. A 3-year-old. Demanding a 3-year-old to tell him my grandfather's phone number so that he can call him. And all I'm doing is crying my eyes out, asking them, what the hell, like, what are you doing to my dad? What are you doing to Daddy? That's all I can remember screaming to him. screaming for my father because he's the only person in the world right now. Because when you're that young, the only people that you like, your world is your parents. And the cop's like, yeah, this kid's not like this kid doesn't know anything. Of course not. He's a fucking I'm a fucking 3-year-old. And so my father told me years later, and he still to this day will bring it up sometimes if I ask him about it. He's like, yeah, I was fucking yelling out the fucking phone number. I just kept calling the fucking cop an asshole for fucking demanding a 3-year-old to give him a fucking house number. Because of course, when you're 3 years old, you know your house number, but like you're not even your house number, your grandparents' house number by heart. And then my grandfather drove up with my grandmother. They hopped into my grandmother hopped into the car, my father's car, and then my grandfather took me, had me put me in the back seat, and they drove me there. And what happened? The cops just let my father go. Because my father's like, I just got back from a fucking fishing trip. I haven't been able to pay the court fine. I'll go there tomorrow and I'll pay the fucking court fine. You know, I'm trying to pick up my fucking son because it's the weekend and I always pick up my son to spend time with him. And ever since that day, ever since that incident, I've always had a deep-rooted fear and hatred for cops. just an amazing fucking just lovely. There's been times where I've been driving with my like I remember as a kid driving with my father and brother after getting ice cream and a cop pulling us over, fucking grilling my father and giving him a ticket because he was driving 20 miles over the speed limit. It was a 30. He was trying to say my father was driving 50 and a 30. And my father just flatly said, well, if I'm driving 50, then the motherfucker in front of me that you didn't stop was going 65 because he just kept on fucking going. He just disappeared out of sight as soon as you put your lights on. I don't know how the fuck I was going 50 and a 30 when I have 2 children with me. We just got ice cream. We're just driving through the fucking back roads, enjoying a fucking nice country stroll. Why the fuck am I going to go 50 and a 30? Well, here's your ticket. Here's your ticket, sir. Have a nice night. Just lovely. Just lovely. I remember one time we had 2 crackheads living like 2 streets over from us in our neighborhood. And they were stealing everything. They were going into people's sheds and they were stealing stuff. Our neighbor, Paul, his snowblower got stolen out of his shed. And so he was pissed off and he called the cops. And what house did the cops go to? They went to our house because of my family's last name. And they started accusing us of fucking stealing everything, and they demanded to fucking walk into the house. Told them they don't have a warrant to search the premises, and they were like, don't need one. Walk right in. Walked right in. They searched high and fucking low. And when they realized there was nothing in the house that was fucking stolen property, they just walked out. Never apologized, nothing. And what happened? The town, because we lived on the very border of the town over from us, that town arrested the actual people. Not the town that I lived in. Not those cops. No. The next town's over. Their cops arrested them. My brother, when I was living in town again, my brother was living here. And he wanted to spend time in town with me and my father. And so my grandmother filed him as a runaway. And so he was just spending the time, like, I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it happened. And so I'm sitting there minding my own business, taking a shower, and I hear a knock on the fucking door. And I'm like, yeah, hang on, I'm fucking taking a shower. And they just keep banging on the door, banging on the door. All it sounds like someone's trying to kick down the fucking door. So I get out. I'm fucking soaking wet, shampoo still in my hair, and I open the door, and there's two cops. And I'm like, yes. They're like, where's your brother? I'm like, I don't know. Which is the truth. It's a lie of omission. Granted, I didn't know where he was. I didn't know if he was in the house. I didn't know if he was fucking hanging out with friends. I didn't know if he was just riding around on his bike. Didn't know. I was in the shower. How the fuck am I supposed to know where he is? And they just walk into my house. I'm like, excuse me, do you have a warrant? Don't need one. Start walking around looking for him. I'm like, yeah, we saw him fucking cut through 2 yards. I'm like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm taking a shower. So they search the house, and when they don't find my brother there, they just go, oh, well, we'll be back. We'll be back. Ain't that great, paying for taxes and just having them violating the law? Violating my private property. And then for the next few days, they had a cop just sitting fucking right in the corner of my driveway, waiting for my brother to come. Of course, you got to kind of realize that, like, if you have a fucking cop just sitting there posted up, like, the person you're looking for is not going to be coming back. Just a fact. It's just a fucking common fucking fact. Like, if any, like, see, now here's the problem, Sten. If I sued them, because this is a town fucking police where they think that they're the sheriff in the Wild West. If I sued them, there'd be no fucking end. There'd be fucking retribution for me, because I'm suing them for like, I have it is totally within my legal right to sue the fuck out of them. They're not going to care. They're not going to care. And who's to say the cop's not going to fucking lie? That's the other fucking insane thing. That's the other insane fucking thing about it. Like, this is back in like 2008, 2009. This is back before the whole body cam issue had been brought up and people filming cops. It'd be my word against a cop. And that's the other disgusting thing. Like, when you go to court, the cop's word is law. Cop's word is the truth. That's why, if anything, if you do not have a camera on you or eyewitnesses, and those eyewitnesses are either watching and they saw the whole thing take place, or they're recording, if you do not have eyewitnesses, and I mean non-biased witnesses, because there's been a lot of times where, like, I've seen people with their best friends or family with them, and they've still lost cases where they tried to fight something against a cop because, oh, well, the cop would be like, oh, well, they're biased, they're family. Of course they're going to try and, get them to fucking skip out on a fucking unwarranted ticket I gave them. Of course they're not going to fucking rat out their family. But if you have witnesses, like just random fucking bystanders that see a cop fucking mistreating you, and if they're willing to testify before that cop or against that cop, or if there's actual like video footage, like, you're not going to win. It's your word versus the cop. That's just disgusting. That's absolutely fucking disgusting to me. So, like, if I tried suing them for fucking stepping into my house and stating we don't need a search warrant, and I sue them, I file a lawsuit against them, and I go before a judge, and I was like, they just walked right into my house, and when I asked them for fucking papers, they said don't need them. The judge is gonna look right at them and go, "Did you step in their house?" We're like, not at all, officer. Not at all, Your Honor. We never stepped foot into his premises. And if I told the judge, like, yeah, they searched my entire house looking for my brother, thinking that he was fucking being stowed away there. I was in the middle of taking a shower when they were fucking banging on my door. And then they posted a cop right outside my house. It's just my word versus the fucking cops. And they always have at least 2 cops. There's always at least 2 cops in a cruiser. So that cop's gonna have a witness who's another cop, and the other cop's gonna be like, no, I never saw him do that. We were both standing outside. Both standing outside. Of course we never did that. You're just lying, Your Honor. And then when it's fucking thrown out of court because there's not enough fucking irrefutable evidence for my fucking claim, I'm gonna be fucking put on a shit list by the cops because now they're gonna know, oh hey, he's gonna try and fucking sue us if we try and do something. Let's heckle him. Because we're cops. We can heckle whoever the fuck we want, and we won't get in trouble for it unless there's irrefutable evidence. I shouldn't want to fucking see cops get fucking reamed out for doing shit like that. I shouldn't. I shouldn't be sitting here going, oh my God, I hope that cop goes to fucking, I hope that cop goes to fucking jail. Oh, I can't, I hope the fucking charges are right. I hope that person is innocent. I should not be saying that. I shouldn't. But in this world, I do. Because it's probably 95% going to be, yeah, the cop's fucking somebody over. It's why I don't care when if I'm sitting there next to a cop and I'm like, and I just blurt out, you're a thug. I'm gonna say it like it is. Like if there's a cop fucking mistreating me or there's a cop fucking being an asshole, I'm gonna call him flat out, you're a fucking asshole. Or stop acting like a fucking thug. Or I'll call him a fucking pig. I don't even care. You can charge me with fucking defamation of character. Don't even give a shit. Don't even give a shit. Especially if there's a lot of bystanders. If something happened like that, if something like that happened here in the city, there's always 2 or 3 people walking around. I'll walk right up. I'm like, hey, you hear what I just said to this cop? Did you hear how this cop's treating me? And if they're like, yeah, I'm like, all right, well, if I need you, I'm gonna need your phone number. That'll shut a cop. Like if you say something like that while a cop's there, shuts them right up. Because now they're like, oh fuck. Just normal, like that's the other thing that cops need to fucking realize is they are a disliked minority. More people will stand up against law enforcement than fucking anything else nowadays. I've seen people in bars, just a guy who's just had a few shots and go outside to smoke a cigarette and then get fucking charged with being drunk in public while he's standing outside the bar smoking a cigarette, which by law he has to because there's no smoking in a bar anymore. That's against the law now. And they'll be like, oh, well, you're drunk in public. And it's like, I'm not even above the fucking legal limit for being drunk. I'm standing out front of a fucking bar to smoke a cigarette because I can't smoke inside. And they'll try charging him. And there'll be like 5, 6 other people who are drunk, if not more drunk than him, smoking cigarettes right next to him. And they'll just pick one out of the fucking crowd. And when that person getting targeted, they'll be like, you guys see what the fuck's going on? And all of them will be like, yeah, we'll fucking be there in court for you. And the cop will stop and they'll fucking get back in their cruiser and they'll drive off because they know they're going to lose. And that'll be put on their record. And you don't want to have a stain on your record. You just can't have a stain on your record. You just can't be known as a dirty cop. You just can't. Oh, no, you can't. You can't. You just can't. Oh. Fucking just absolutely fucking disgusting. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Also, for anybody who's fucking watching, here's a drinking game. Take a shot every time I said the word disgusting. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm all rambled out. I need to nurse my hangover still. Well, alcohol poisoning. So yeah, like I'm starting to feel sick because I'm getting pissed off and my fucking stomach's starting to clench up. And I'm feeling like I gotta throw up. So you all have a fabulous night if you can, or day if you watch this during the day. Thank you, Sten, for coming by. Uh, I'm not gonna be drinking anytime soon. Believe me, I had enough. I had enough liquor to kill a fucking 3 teetotalers last night. But yeah, you guys have a fabulous night, and I'll talk to you guys later.